Hello, this is the 10 Eyes Podcast, a weekly show that talks about our love and our hate for all things media, hosted by me, Jack.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Andrew.
Hello, and welcome back to a new episode of 10 Eyes Podcast. Oh boy, we are back.
We're episode 5, aren't we?
We are episode 5. It's been 5 episodes.
5, and many more to go.
Who knows, really. But, you know, before we truly begin, I just got to ask you guys the age-old question that multiple people through the years, through humanity's history, has always asked their partners, their wife, their children. Everybody in humanity has always asked this question, even since the Stone Ages. What did you guys have for breakfast?
I guess I can go first.
Yeah, all right.
So my breakfast, I've not had the most healthy diet the last couple days. A bit of stress eating, I won't lie. So I had half a trifle. I had the other half last night. I can get into that a tiny bit later.
Yes.
But I also had a protein bar and a bag of crisps.
That sounds like a proper Christmas breakfast. Chocolate crisps.
In November.
Yeah, it's close enough to Christmas time.
It's not Christmas.
It's
not
great.
Christmas. It's not December.
I did a Jack breakfast where I only had crisps and a Monster. I had like zero breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, I did a U. I decided to switch it up.
Nah, Jack's
Really?
breakfast would be just eating off the sun.
Yeah, just taking vitamin D.
Good old photosynthesis,
Yeah.
which was indeed my breakfast.
Oh, isn't that classic? Isn't that typical?
Good old photosynthesis. I think it's more impressive that I'm still standing here and able to do
Well, you
a
have
whole
other-
episode.
Okay, but you have other meals in the day, so
You know,
That
I'll
makes
get
up for
food
it.
later. Maybe. Who knows?
maybe it's a maybe.
Either way,
I don't know.
we've done a couple of special episodes. We did The Shining, we did creepypastas, we did video games. We generally have done a lot of special episodes. But we thought for today's episode we just do a general like down to earth, just chill together in the studio, just talking how's life been and how we feeling about just generally stuff.
Catching up with the media.
And how everybody doing at home, you know? How are you guys
Yeah.
doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, our past 2 Saturdays have been together playing games and watching dumb stuff.
Which will probably continue.
Definitely. Because, oh my god, I just immediately want to talk about we played Mario Party
Yes, we did.
on last Saturday.
Oh.
I lost my mind. Because of the new game, the environments, they are so... They're just not player friendly. They're just there to mess you up and it just doesn't work. It never works in your favor, and I lost both times, and I'm peeved.
So I won both games.
Yeah, no way.
In bullshit
really.
ways.
But-
in bullshit ways.
But I just want to add, we didn't play the best map. Or at least
Oh.
of the ones I've got unlocked, we didn't play the best one.
We played the volcano one and then the starting one, and just...
We've got to do it again now this Saturday then, yeah?
Yeah,
I mean,
so
we can try.
I'll need to find out how you unlock the rest of the maps, but yeah, Rainbow Galleria, which is like the sort of like shopping mall. It's like it's so cool. Such a
Okay,
cool map.
well, we need to do that. We need to do that again anyway.
The volcano was the worst.
Yeah. Oh,
So with the volcano map, there's low tide and high tide. When it's high tide, you can't go over to the other islands. You can't go over to the volcano. It was 10 turns. For 6 to 7 turns, I was stuck on one island going around in a circle. I felt like I was genuinely... I lost the plot. I gave up. About turn 6, I sat there on the sofa and I just went, nah, not today. And Andrew over here just
styled on everybody.
styled, looking around, getting all the stars. How many did you get? 5?
I got 5 in both games,
It's
which is
bullshit.
crazier because the second game was 5 turns less. I don't know how I did that.
I wonder how many you'd get if we did 30 rounds.
Oh, one day. Because aren't the games like 3 hours long?
It's like I think it says 210 minutes. So
Oh god.
So if we
Can you not do it on that map.
if we did do a 30 round thing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've done basically like this, but I mean, we could potentially like do an upload of that.
I would
and
love
like
to record it and
record it and show you guys us playing it. Though there would probably be a
Losing
lot
our
of
mind.
censoring because
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God,
lie, but yeah.
I mean, we also played Smash Ultimate.
Oh, that was
That
fun.
was very fun.
I would like to say, in all words, I feel I'm probably the worst Smash player of all time.
Because you came into it on that day, you're like, I don't like it, I don't want to play it. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, just play it, it's a bit fun, And then afterwards you're like, I'm playing Little Mac every time. I'm playing the same
It's the
character. and
only
I'm winning.
character I know how to play, because it's just you land, hit a button, over to the other side of the arena.
Yeah.
You get land on the other side, hit the button, other side, and then you just go
And
back
you
and
won
forward.
so many times with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I
just my
don't know
strategy.
how. It worked.
My strategy, it only works if you're playing with 3 people or more. Because my general strategy is that I just look and see, okay, they're fighting now. Okay, charge up my beam.
No, because it's me trying to deal with Andrew in the other end of the arena trying to grab me off the map. Jack's just there loading up his hand to come and get me. I'd have to escape and then I'd get immediately hit. And it would never work well.
The funniest part was anytime I tried to walk to the right side of the stage, because my controller was broken, it would just mean I'd just walk menacingly towards
Like the
walk.
JoJo versus like Neo kind of
It was
walk.
especially prevalent when you're in Cinnaraw because he walks like a
Yeah.
stud.
Yeah, because he's meant to be like a wrestling heel,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
he's
It was
just,
so funny.
yeah, brother.
As I was trying to deal with Jack being Little Mac, Incineroar just slowly walks towards me to try and counter me. It just, if you
It's
could tell,
just-
I lost all of those.
It's just the Thanos like, I'm sorry.
For real, it's just what you did. I could never escape him. Did we play anything else? No, we didn't.
No, it was
Well,
just supposed
we
to.
played.
Yeah, when Andrew left because he has a life. Boo.
Boo.
I just need to do my shopping, man.
Yeah, so boo.
Boo.
We stayed and played with my PlayStation, and we stayed up till what, like 1:30?
Half one, and we played COD World War II.
Yeah. Oh my god, that game was.
It didn't need to be as funny as it was.
I think past that time, past we did Mario Party, we were all delusional. So we'd sit on that sofa, cracking up at nothing.
It was just like me sausage,
No,
and then
no,
there was
no,
just
no.
that over and over.
It's because we played Mortal Kombat beforehand, and with the character Kano, he says that line when he hits you. so we would have like the incentive of when everything happened, we'd pretend that we hit him like Kano, and we'd say that line. It was so stupid.
There's also this YouTube video where they've replaced every single line of dialogue with like my sausage, and it's just
Oh
so
my
funny because you
God.
just have like Shao Kahn, the guy who rules Outworld, he's like, "Your world is mine to conquer, like me sausage." It's
so
like
bad.
what? And then
It's
there's
so bad.
anything else he says, "You will die, Kano, like me sausage."
It's just no matter what he says.
It's kind of like the if you guys have played Injustice 2, where like the clashes happen, and that's not modded. Every single time you do it against Batman, it is just I'm Batman.
It's because he is. He's Batman. What do you expect?
Yeah,
Oh,
but it makes no sense because it'd be like, you will pay for what you did, Bruce. I'm Batman.
yeah, he's Batman. What
Makes-
else does I need to say?
Who else is he?
I'm Batman.
He's Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
don't need Bruce
but
Wayne.
with World War II, what especially was funny was we found like there was this one class where you just kept reloading and getting different guns, and it was probably the most fun we had with that.
Yeah, because we wouldn't want to have any of the guns. We'd want the melee weapons. And because it's
Yeah.
a COD game, you'd get, different types of weapons. Like my favorite one is definitely the Claymore.
Yeah, why is it a claymore? That
because
was
why
sick.
not? There was
They
the
got a
Claymore.
claymore?
Yeah, it
exactly.
was randomly a claymore.
It's
in
because
there.
there's DLC and stuff. So there was like a Claymore. There was an ice pick. There was an axe. There was what was the other one? There was like fists. There was a baseball bat. It was so funny because it's one hit, one kill. So
And
you
then it's
just
over.
you just have to like run around each other like a game of cat and mouse.
But I mean this genuinely. COD with shotguns is a horror game.
Oh, it's great though.
It's a horror. It's so scary.
because it's one shot, one kill.
As soon as you're around the corner, you just see the face of your enemy, just, and then you're dead. It's nothing you can do.
That's what I didn't like about the BO3 era where you could do the double jumps and the exoskeleton suits. It kind of ruined the fun because you could run away so easily.
Yeah.
You could jump around, you can wall ride, and it ruined it, I feel. It was
Yeah.
Advanced Warfare, wasn't it, the first one?
Fair enough. Yeah, you're right about that.
I don't know.
Mm.
Just my opinion. Did you play COD games, Andrew?
Oh,
you were Halo?
again, I've always been more of a like Nintendo guy, so I never got much into it. I think I've played a little bit of Call of Duty Ghosts. I think on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, it's a classic, yeah.
I remember like I used to stay up like in sleepovers just playing like the zombie mode or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Zombies is great.
But other than that, I don't really have much experience now.
That's fair enough. I think they're
I,
like
I wanted to.
Yeah, they're like a state. Wasn't it on the Wii?
Oh, I think
Ghosts? I
there was
swear it
one on the
was.
Wii, but like
I know it
it's
was on the DS for some
yeah.
reason.
There's Nintendo and like Call of Duty don't really blend. Apparently, they do want to start bringing them over though.
Yeah, I
they
saw that.
signed a deal. I'm assuming that's going to start happening whenever the Switch 2 comes out.
Oh my god, that Switch 2. I like how like you said,
exciting.
please go on. You said this to me the other day about it.
So they just are announcing everything but the Switch 2. Nintendo.
They're like, this game's gonna come out. This
So-
thing is in it. But I don't know the name.
Yeah, I just want to list off a couple of things they've announced.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What's up?
They've announced an alarm clock, a music app, a remaster to a Wii U game, like just out of the blue that people have been asking for like 7 years.
Blood Bowl.
Don't.
Xenoblade
Do
Chronicles
not.
X. They apparently are having a Nintendo Direct today for one of their theme parks.
Oh, yeah, they're the theme park
Yeah,
at
they're-
Universal. Oh my god.
They also set out the announcement. Not only that the Switch 2 is a thing, but recently they also announced that it's got backwards compatibility.
Oh, that's amazing.
But they have not shown us anything. This has
Okay.
been over the span of like over 6 months now.
When do you think they're going to reveal it?
I think at this point, they said I think it will be by the end of the physical year.
Yeah.
So that will be between now and March next year. I don't see it being announced until after Christmas at this
I
point.
was going to say if it was Christmas, they'd want to do the push now because it's November for us. So
Exactly, yeah.
I think March is a good time because then you have summer and stuff like that. They're so secretive with their projects and they always re-innovate. They always do something brand new, and I quite like that about Nintendo, especially the Wii and then the Switch. Because I didn't have the Wii, so I went from the DS to the Nintendo Switch, and I was like, "Oh my god, these motion controls are great. They're just better than the Wii ones."
Living without a Wii is...
I know. Okay, I
Someone
know.
in our
I
Yeah.
can't believe that actually. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just an Xbox kid.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I only ever had the 360.
and that's where I got into COD with Xbox 360,
Like-
like Black Ops 2,
like
Modern Warfare
nothing-
3.
Nothing beats sword fighting on Wii Sports Resort.
Oh yeah, I did
Elite.
play around a friend's house.
I love the basketball mode on it.
Fair enough. Like the
I wasn't-
basketball,
yeah.
like the thing is, you just sit.
Yeah, you don't need to do anything
Like
with the sword
that.
fighting. You do technically go left and right.
Well, technically, but the thing that I always did was I would put the strap around my hand and I would just swing my hand
Oh
around
my
and it would
God,
just
man.
work. It would just work because like the AI just stands there and they're like. And
But
then
when you're playing against a person, it's much more intense because you're like next
Oh,
to
yeah,
one another
no,
and you don't want to
no.
clash each other's
Oh, yeah.
arms.
when I was little, when we first got the Wii, I don't remember like how old I would be at the time, but we played basketball in like the living room, and my mom is doing basketball like this, and I was just gonna pass to go get something to drink, and my mom like on swing down
Swing and hit you?
to get the next ball, so whacked my head,
Oh, he hit you.
and then there was no more family sports night after that.
Oh man, that's
Family
a
sports night.
no more because I had a Connect. I was the weirdo and I had a Connect
Oh
in
yeah,
my
Star Wars
household.
Connect, so you could do the famous dance, the
Yeah, the Han Solo.
yeah, the Han Solo dance.
I think that was great. And there was also the wildlife adventures, which was really cool. You guys weren't
I-
you guys weren't Connect people, so you don't know.
I know about the Star Wars, but that's it.
Yeah, everyone knows what the Star Wars. It's memes.
JonTron's episode on it is the funniest thing ever.
Oh, I've not watched JonTron in a long while.
Dude,
Yeah.
JonTron's like Star Wars Connect video, holy shit.
Yeah, I forgot about him. I really did.
I don't know what happened to JonTron now. I think he's just living life.
He's just taken away from YouTube. He's just not want to do it. 'Cause a
Yeah.
lot of people go into Twitch or they just go
No,
into
he
social
is
media.
uploading, but not like every single day. I think it's just every couple here and there now.
Yeah, I remember his long break where I remember the flex tape video because that one blew up, didn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
the Flex
And
too.
then
I
he
loved
took
him
a-
in that era. That was
Yeah,
so good.
yeah, and then everyone took a break, and then he came back with like new sets and stuff.
Phil, you make me angry, Phil.
Yeah,
Why didn't you just grab one of these, Phil?
Like I always reminds me of like Peanut Butter Gamer.
Oh,
You're a fan of
Oh
Peanut Butter
yeah,
Gamer?
and when he
Yeah.
breaks games, I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
Or
I used to-
his hacking videos.
God,
Yeah.
like
Angry
15-year-old
Video
me
Game
loved
Nerd.
it.
I've been watching
Oh,
him a little bit
my God.
recently.
Angry Video
These staples of YouTube, like
Can't
classic
wait for
YouTube.
Angry Video Game, their Nostalgia Critic reunion.
Yes.
The OG Scott the Was.
Oh my God, why?
Freaking-
Why is everything back to Scott the Was? Did you say
Everything
he's your
with you.
favorite YouTuber?
Everything, yeah.
Scott the Was is absolutely my favorite YouTuber.
Okay, that's
Fair
fair.
enough.
I don't know about mine. I like Nakey Jakey a lot. Yeah, I like it, and that reminds me of like Markiplier and stuff, and that kind of whole FNAF era. Markiplier's still doing a lot.
He's
Oh,
doing a lot, but now he's moving more into like
Movies.
actually like media stuff.
Yeah, 'cause
Jacksepticeye is trying to still be around, but he doesn't seem to really want to.
He's hit Unk status. Bro.
He's hit
gone.
Unk status, so he's
gone.
gonna be gone soon. Game Grumps, they're done.
Yeah, oh my God, I forget about Game Grumps. Also.
Game Grumps, they're slowly being gone as well,
They're
and
like-
then
I think just a lot of the audience has outgrown them.
slowly but surely, a lot of these like this era of YouTubers, those people.
Mm.
I mean, they're getting old enough to be like, okay, it's time to go, basically.
Yeah, a lot of them turn into like CEOs and business people, and I like of Good Mythical Morning and stuff. They have a lot of crossover channels. They have like Mythical Kitchen, and they also own Smosh, didn't they?
Yeah, they do own Smosh.
Yeah.
I also just want to bring up, this is sort of like the same thing that happened with like the OG like YouTubers from like 2005 that did all the skits, you know,
Yeah.
like Ryan Higa, Smosh, Jenna Marbles, Shane
Oh
Dawson.
my God.
Like all those guys, they did like the skits and all that.
Yeah, but the problem is like a lot of them are now problematic.
Exact-
Especially Jenna
I think
Marbles
that's
and
part
Shane
of it.
Dawson. Those two are creatures of the internet. I feel like.
Yeah,
Shane
but-
Dawson especially. He's
Yeah, you know, they all like fell out of relevancy after about a decade. It's now starting to happen with like the, you know, like pioneers of like gaming YouTube.
So yeah, no, it's how it is with those.
I think YouTube's
yeah.
just evolved in some great ways and some bad ways.
It is how it
Yeah.
is.
Mm.
Not gonna say too bad though, because we don't want to piss off the algorithm too much. But
Yeah,
let's
no, please.
you know, while we are on this topic of like reminiscent, what have you guys been like watching any new movies and stuff? Because I just looked at my letterbox and realized I've watched quite a couple of new stuff coming out, stuff that I like to gush about. Some of them.
I've done a lot of rewatches. I've
Yeah.
also so the new Beetlejuice came out like literally 2 months ago, a month ago, and I've never seen Beetlejuice. I watched it for the first time. I didn't realize it was an Alec Baldwin film.
Yeah.
It's not really about like all the media to do with Beetlejuice is always about Beetlejuice and Winona Ryder and the mum, and I forgot about the ghosts
Yeah.
in the film. So when I watched it, I was like, what are they doing on the screen? Where's Beetlejuice? And then he comes in and he's just a bit aged.
Yeah.
Like the stuff he says, obviously it's 2000s and it's Tim Burton, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And then I watched it a few days before I went to see the second one. And the second one felt like there was way too much going on. There's like 5 different plots going on. So Jenna Ortega, the mum in the original, Winona Ryder, all 3 of them are like the main roles in this. And the thing is, there's so much going on. So Jenna Ortega falls in love with a ghost and wants to go to the after realm where Beetlejuice and everyone's kept. And she wants to try and find her dad and people and try and make them come back to real life, make them beyond a ghost and, kind of whatever. And then Winona Ryder is married to a character, and the guy is really like taking advantage of her and her career and trying to stick her in. But then as these kind of plots develop and as the people are slowly becoming more involved with the afterlife, we get introduced of Beetlejuice's ex-wife.
Yeah. I heard about that.
And Willem Dafoe is a detective. And the Willem Dafoe character is so interesting, but he barely gets any screen time. And same with Beetlejuice's ex-wife. Should have been longer. It was only 140 minutes. Like it was an hour and 40. There was so much for so little time, and somehow it turned out all right. It wasn't a bad film by any means, but it wasn't really good. It felt like a straight to DVD film.
My one thing that I just got to do this year, which I look forward to every single time Christmas rolls around, is putting on the Polar Express.
Oh,
I love that.
okay.
I love that movie. I don't
ain't for me.
understand. The only thing I understand about the disdain for the Polar Express is that the animation is not that good.
No.
I understand people being like, "Oh, the CGI's freaky." Guys, it was made at a time when they were trying to push that. And like the idea of the plot of the film was interesting because Tom Hanks was gonna be every single character.
He plays 5 characters.
And
No
it's
offense.
so funny.
That's not for me. One Tom Hanks is enough.
Seth MacFarlane and Family Guy.
Like, for real. Like, it's just, one is enough, okay, Seth? Put it away. You don't need to do the dog and the man and the other friend. You're fine.
You're fine, yeah. But to keep it to now, the movie that I will say so far has been my movie of the year will be Transformers 1.
Okay.
I watched The Apprentice the other day as well. I thought that could beat it in my movie of the year, but I'm gonna be honest. I came to a point of how much is this like fictional and how much is this real, and then I'm like, they paint a very, very, very bad picture of how things went, and I'm like, it could be true, but I don't know if I believe it. But if it is true, shit. But like that's the only thing I took away from it. Transformers 1 though. Holy shit, I love that film.
The marketing was really
No, it
done
was
poorly.
so
Because
bad.
I think a lot of people are now realizing that after the movie's out of cinemas and starting to be like illegally watched and DVD'd watched, I think the marketing really messed that up.
No, it messed it up because it looked like such a bad film. But then when I watched it and you kind of get to like the little twist and like the start, you're like, oh, I see. Okay, well, this is an interesting way of retelling the story of Optimus and Megatron and stuff.
Yeah, did they do a lot of retcons?
So the thing that I was most curious about is that they say they can't transform, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But then I watch it along, and I'm like, this is weird. I mean, I'm guessing this is like finding your potential. But then it's eventually revealed that Sentinel Prime, the basically like dictator of Cybertron, plucked the cogs that led all the Transformers transform from their chest when they were newly born so that they could mine Energon.
That's crazy.
And I was like, so that's why they can't transform. And then he was aiding this alien-like invasion with the Energon that no longer flows through the planet.
That sounds so much more interesting than the Michael Bay ones where it's just like US propaganda.
Right? And I was sitting there and I just had this and I'm like, oh my god, it makes so much sense now why they did this approach. It's just cool. I loved it as well. And then I see a lot of people have commented that, D16 turned into Megatron way too quickly. I'm gonna race you this thing. For the entire movie, he says, if you do this thing, I will kill you. If you do this thing, I will harm you. He is clearly psychopathic before he turns.
The motivation's already there.
It's already there. Yeah. It was just this, just being told that your whole life and this dictator that you look up to is a lie was his breaking point.
My favorite that I've watched this year, at least, has been one of rewatch. Probably one of my favorite films, The Truman Show. So essentially, it's this man named Truman who is born onto a TV set, and basically there's a TV show that's running 24/7 just about his life and, you know, his everyday. Everyone around him are actors and are being like fed through a
microphone and a walkie-talkie, yeah.
So basically everything he knows is a lie to some degree, and it just goes through the ethical sort of considerations of like this TV and just media as a whole.
Yeah, I think it's a really good deconstruction of how media can shape you as a person, because like you said, everything around you is fake. Everything is catered towards you. You have no misguided steps. You have nothing wrong with you per se.
In my eyes, it was actually a very beautiful film. I just really liked it. Although I know it's like he knows it's in like a TV series, but he could be wrong. And when he stands to like step up to leave, God basically for him tells him, don't leave.
Yeah,
it's like such a surreal scene for me. I love that. And then like he's like says his classic catchphrase and ends the show. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think one of my favorite parts about it is like a sort of like psychological thriller.
Oh yeah.
At part, of course, like we the audience already know from the beginning that this is a TV show, but for him, you know, he loses his mind towards the like start of the third act, and you know he's just going insane. Gets to the point where he starts like almost like harming his wife.
Yeah. It's I like the kind of subtle mistakes that the actors make sometimes. It's like with a product placement, like when he's talking to his best friend in the vending machine, he's run out of chocolate bars.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, please, it's so good. He finishes stocking the aisle, but then when Truman looks away, he puts them back out because he's just acting. He's not actually doing the job. He's just doing it for the sake of filling in the time and filling in the space. I just thought that was so cool. There's so many little details and missteps that show that Truman could just look around and see it, but he just can't because he's so infatuated with this world. I do have a question for you, Andrew. What is your do you have a favorite scene in the Truman Show?
First one that came to my head was when Truman really starts to go insane and he kidnaps his wife. They have to get the best friend to come in.
Yeah, it's when it's with the slicer, isn't it?
Yeah, so they actually advertise that garden like shovel. It's like a 3-in-1 kit or whatever. They advertise that earlier in the film, and then they go on to use that to basically start to go deranged.
And that goes back to like the hidden details. Like whenever the wife does a product placement, she's talking directly to the camera. She's saying the talking points, and Truman's just like, yeah, it's just how my wife is. Yeah. And it really isn't like that.
I also want to add, the edits on TikTok are incredible, and they also pull loads of views.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think, the edits on TikTok, they always go insane. They always go crazy.
I think I have my worst film.
Okay.
Ooh.
For this year,
I
at
do
least.
A fake drum roll.
A Quiet Place Day One. I know so many people have watched it and they're like, oh, it was so good, it was amazing. And I'm like, I'm excited to see this film, and I'm noticing straight away, bro, I wish I could fucking see anything. The lighting is tremendously just bad. I cannot see anything. And there's this amazing shot of this guy, he looks up and he sees this monster. But all I see is just two figures that are moving. I can't really express what I'm seeing. The lighting is just terrible. And then I'm like, there's certain parts that pushes it up to make it like not the worst horror film I've ever seen, but it
takes you out of it.
It takes me out of it because it's so many dumb decisions, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go find you meds. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go investigate this thing. Why would there's monsters outside? You need to get out of here. Why are you? It made me so like. Oh,
there's no logical sense.
There's no logical sense. It's just like a lot of. Yeah, it's really good if you just don't ask questions. A Quiet Place, the very first one, phenomenal. I expect these directors and writers to know what they're doing, But watching this, I'm like, did they just want to do these scenes just to do them? The reason it gets even 2 stars from me is because it has Lupita. And
Oh yeah, she's great.
I love Lupita.
She's a great actress.
I love her. I love her acting. She's always pulls through. Oh man, I was like that. That was like
just took you out.
It just took me out. It was just. I'm very critical with horror movies specifically, so I expected better.
My least favorite film of the year, and I think it's really obvious. Madam Web. It was awful.
But it has Sydney Sweeney.
No, but like, it's the Sony verse. So it's like the Venom.
So it
the
automatically
Craven.
sucks.
The thing is, that's right. It's already got a standard to it, and somehow all these characters are so cool within the comics and all the fiction, and they reduce them to like one plot point. They make them so stereotypical to me, and the villain and the voiceovers that they do with Ezekiel Sims. He's not even a bad guy in the comics. He's a good guy, and they change it to become a completely different character. And I did not enjoy myself watching the film. It's 2000s propaganda. It's like, because it's set in the 2000s. There's so much product placement and so much like emphasis on it being in the 2000s.
Furbies.
Yeah, like seriously, yeah. Like it's like when 80 movies always have 80s aesthetic. Like, yeah, you can have that. It's like when I watched The Nice Guys, that's around that time, and you could tell it was set in the 80s without it being jammed down your throat. But with Madam Web, I could tell it was in the 2000s because every other minute there was something correlating to something during that time or how it looked in that way. Literally.
Check out my iPod.
It's so. I did not enjoy myself. I was face palming the entire time. The villain gets shafted so quickly to just become a one-note villain. In the original script, it was supposed to be like a future tale where Ezekiel Sims has to gets Madam Web to try and survive and try and live. But then they change it to just be, I want to kill these people. They're bad. Why? I don't know. I just want to kill them. It upsets me because Dakota Johnson, her like character arc is don't be bad. Anyway, I'm going to go steal a cab and go away and kidnap these 3 girls.
Do as I say, not as I do.
For real. And that's my least favorite movie. Madam Web. It was awful. I didn't even put it on my letterbox. I don't even want to say that I've watched it.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Monty Python and the Holy Grail, because we watched that together and you were not a big fan.
No, it was all right. It was definitely better than Madam Web.
But like, guys, I have a genuine question. What is the airspeed velocity of an American swallow?
I can Google it right now.
No, because how does it carry coconuts, right?
I know you're doing a reference, but I still don't get it. I still don't get it. I think I need to rewatch it because when I watched it, you guys were cracking up at all these jokes, and I was sat there like, guys, I don't get it. I feel so left out right now.
Dude, scene 24, what a scene that was.
I think the whole point is that you're not meant to get what they're
No,
doing.
it's
because I guessed the twist of it being the French people again.
like
yeah, that was
it was
funny.
so
like
bad.
sorry to say, but Monty Python is just they're movies that are just. Listen, there is no logic here. We didn't bother making a movie. We're just having fun. And then I saw that people hate the ending of that movie. And then I saw an interview of why it was that. The thing was, they get arrested because the budget was out. They didn't have the money to shoot the fight scene.
That was good. That was like one of the only funny jokes I liked.
Yeah, I think I said it in episode 1, but I think the best thing about Monty Python is the low budget feel of you can really it really makes you get invested in how crappy the production is
and how stupid it is.
It reminds me of like Horrible Histories. Do you guys remember that show?
Yeah.
It's like it's not low budget, but it feels it to the extent that you feel really nice and feel in that world.
Yeah. Same with like Life of Brian. Like you can clearly see there's a time where they're raiding a house and the Roman soldiers just are sped up to go in and then sped out to go out and then sped up to go in again. It's so clearly times 2 speed.
It can be intentional. I
think it just adds to the comedy, honestly.
I think you need to be in a certain mood to watch the Monty Python films, and I was not.
Yeah.
I think I was checked out at that time.
I think lots of British comedy sort of relies on either a low budget feel or just a feeling of just misery.
I think British comedies and British sitcoms, they try so hard to get the humor right because it kind of has to be. With Americans, you can put a laugh track and you kind of put other things, and it's safe humor. With British, you want the kind of offensive jokes.
Yeah, I
think it'll work more.
I think the fundamental difference is American media tries to really hone in on, oh, life is so incredible, you know, it's got the sunshine, the palm trees, and like, and you know, Chad's asking out Stacey, the hottest girl in school. And then British media is just like, oh yeah, life's fucking shit, ain't it,
Life's
mate?
miserable.
Yeah, no, it's just pure like, yep, this is how it is.
That is very true. British media, and it's just life is miserable.
Like, my introduction to Monty Python as a Norwegian was just my stat that was like, so there's this comedy movie that's banned in Norway. Do you want to see it? And then I watched it thinking, this is going to be, like, really offensive. And then I watched Life of Brian, and I'm like, this is not even offensive. This is just funny.
Just stupid.
It's just stupid.
Again, I said, I don't think I've really watched enough movies to really be like, oh yeah, I hate any. I think I very rarely actually watch bad films.
That's fair enough.
I mean, we can talk about Room 237
Oh
again.
my god.
Oh my god! Any movie, in recent, just any movie in recent memory that you have a distinct,
Don't bring it
not
back.
likeness for.
I'm gonna talk about the FNAF movie.
Oh, you didn't like
That-
it? Go on.
I'm not gonna say I outright disliked it. I just think it was a bit mid. Also, before I get into it, I just want to say fun fact: I was at the same screening as Tommy Innit.
Oh,
And I got a picture of him.
okay.
Lucky.
Yeah. Oh well, I wasn't that lucky because you know we were talking about Jacksepticeye earlier.
Yeah.
One of my flatmates at the time was in the same screening as him.
Oh, that's
So,
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it opening day.
But still, I just think, you know, the movie doesn't really rely on the whole, like, Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I was going in thinking, like, oh, yeah, you know, he's going to be at least, like, one scene where he's, you know, trying to, like, keep him out and, you know, oh, yeah, he's trying to, like, you know, survive a night. But, like, basically every night is just him falling asleep and going into a dream sequence. And then, like, the other nights, it's like, oh, they've got all the sisters here and, you know, now they're playing with the animatronics. And it's like, I get it. It just does not feel like Five Nights at Freddy's, you know? Like, there's only really, like, one part of the film where it felt like actual, like, horror Five Nights at Freddy's, and that was, like, when the, like, robbers try and, like, ransack the place and then just get absolutely, like, mauled.
I definitely agree with you. I think the Five Nights at Freddy aspect is not a thing. I still think it did a really kind of good job of condensing all this unknown lore and unknown story elements to make sense to a generalized audience. They changed some things for the better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think, I just hope the next film, so Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I just hope they focus a bit more on, like, or at least have, like, one night where it's just pure, I'm trying to survive, I'm trying to, you know, like, I'll keep the puppet happy and, you know, putting on the mask and all
I think
that.
it's good. My favorite movie of this year, I have to say, is Inside Out 2.
You are so right. I forgot about that movie.
Okay.
Oh
Inside Out
my
2.
god.
Inside Out is one of those films that you could watch at any age and understand how the characters feel. Because their
Yeah.
emotions are done so right. The voice acting is done so correct. It's Pixar. What is there to hate? And I was like, oh, Inside Out 2, I don't know if they need to do a sequel. The only other sequel I've seen of it is Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory. And those two were not worth the hype that they were.
They're
conceded
alright.
over media. Yeah, they're all right. So I was really kind of going into it thinking, this is going to just be a cash grab. It's not going to be that good. And it blew me away.
When I watched Inside Out 2, like, 1, I mean, sorry, I was like at that age where like it really hit me and it feels like, damn, I remember this. I was moving around as well. So I was like, this hit. And then now I'm close to 20 years old and I'm watching a movie that if I watched this when I was as old as Riley was, I would be in tears because anxiety, oh my god.
Yeah, I think they do such a good job of bringing in these new emotions as Riley is growing up that the villain is so well done that you kind of just feel sorry. I think it's definitely intentional with Inside Out in those movies because there's no villain in Inside Out 1. It's just them kind of fighting with each other and fighting with emotions. I think that's so great. And the second one does such a good job of bringing these new ones in and making it more cohesive towards an adult brain.
And like the whole thing about the core memories in that lake and then that being who Riley is. But then when you get to that age where you grow up, it's like, it's not that simple as everyone puts it to be like.
Exactly.
And I was like, they did that surprisingly well.
They did. And that's why it's my favorite.
I didn't realize.
You didn't think that they could do it, but they did. And that's why I'm kind of putting more faith into Pixar's sequels.
Yeah.
They're doing Incredibles 3 and other ones like that. Moana 2, I think, is literally just come out. I don't know if you watched that.
The way they did, like, the character designs in it too was really cool. The colors are really cool.
They're distinct. Their silhouettes are distinct enough that you know who they are.
Yeah.
And I think it deserved a billion.
I just think that if you have kids, you should show them those movies.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it closes that gap between parent and child.
Were you going to say something?
I'd love to watch Inside Out too. I haven't yet.
Oh my God.
do that
I've seen
together.
I've
do
seen
that.
the first. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe we can do that.
We can do
Saturday.
that as a double feature.
I'm gonna cry, dude. I swear to God.
Yeah, this Saturday,
Um,
unfortunately, flatmates having friends around.
Oh,
so we can do it
yeah.
at a different house, or we can just wait and do it a different
Yeah,
day.
that's fine.
You know, we
Yeah,
got,
we
we
can-
got
I
time.
also just want to add,
Mm-hmm.
on my Instagram reels, I keep on getting recommended this one dude who keeps on making these shitty rap battles about Inside Out characters.
What?
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And it's not even like I'm liking them or like saving them or anything. I don't know how they're popping up constantly.
Instagram Reels is somehow worse than YouTube Shorts.
Honest.
I think
I
it's
don't know
funnier,
how.
but it's also got way more trash.
Yeah, I just think social media's gone downhill. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm just also gonna bring up. I've been on Blue Sky recently. I've actually started a fan account for
for-
my favorite basketball team, the Miami Heat.
Oh, nice.
I'm just going to yap a tiny bit.
Of course.
There was a great win last night against the Timberwolves, a 1-point win. I got very hyped at 3 a.m.
As you should. I think we need to watch one together.
If you're willing to stay up till 3 a.m. watching
Yeah, why not?
basketball,
Sure,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Because I don't follow anyone. I enjoy basketball as a sport, so why not?
Yeah. But yeah, that's like little tangent aside. Blue Sky's cool. Growing community. Basically Twitter
Twitter.
without the toxicity.
Leave Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go to Blue Sky,
Especially now,
people.
leave Twitter.
Absolutely. I do believe it is time that we do wrap up this episode as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a more shorter, more back to just good old classic us talking, good little
Laid back.
laid back to basics of episode 1. And I think it was just good to do a catch up with everybody and just taking it easy, just a good old classic 10 eyes convo, jumbo, whatever
chit-chat.
rhymes with
A chit
Oh,
chat is the best way to
basically
describe
a chit chat, yeah. And we'll see what the future holds for the rest of our episodes and what we're doing. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to subscribe and to also rate us on Spotify and keep
Yeah.
it flowing. Comment down below. Just basically feed the algorithm as much as you
Get
can.
us
and
engaged.
share us around, people, please.
Yes.
Check our Instagram. I think we've
Check
just
things.
started
Yeah,
uploading
we're
on
trying
there.
to. We're trying to.
And even then, it just helps us out a bunch. And it's for free. Listen, we just love doing this. See you guys around.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.